Look at that beautiful roasted chicken. Don't y'all want some? Come on now, I'll show you how to make it. Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? I am doing great. I've had a good day, and I'm gonna tell y'all what, I am so excited about this dinner. Not too excited about how late it is on getting it started, but I am excited to eat it. So I'm gonna show y'all how to make a perfect roasted chicken. Whole chicken roasted in the oven so it's crispy on the top and juicy in the middle. And I'm also going to be making a butternut squash casserole. But we're gonna first get started on this chicken. So I rinsed it off and I've patted it dry. So actually, I think before we cut the chicken, I'm gonna get ready the casserole dish. So all we're gonna do is, I took earlier today some onions. It's like a big, large onion, and I kind of caramelized it. And all that means, we're gonna dump it in the bottom. And all that means is, I took it and I put it in with a little olive oil in the frying pan, and I cooked it on like medium to medium low for about 10-15 minutes, something like that. Whatever, I don't know how fast your stove works. Right? So we're just dumping that on the bottom. And the reason I did that is because this is going to cook on 425 for only about 45 minutes. So the caramelized onion is just going to give it a little bit of a better flavor. Okay? So now I'm just going to take some celery that I kind of diced up, and I kind of do it on the diagonal just so it looks a little bit better. And then we're going to put us a few little sliced potatoes in here. They're going to, I think, make it flatter and cook up easier than if we had cubed them. So this is the way I like to do it. We'll just put these little potatoes all over. I know I'm short, I'm reaching over this chicken, but that's all right. It'll be all right. All right, we're going to lay these out, and all these good vegetables are going to be just a little bit of a base to lay our chicken on, and it's going to give it a good flavor. And then you're going to have all these delicious vegetables to eat alongside your chicken. All right, then we're going to put a little bit of carrots. It was about 4 little potatoes, and it was about 2 or 3 carrots. One of them was kind of small, and it was 3 stalks of celery. And now I have about 6-7 cloves of garlic, and we're going to put these in there whole, okay, because they're going to roast. So it's going to be like roasted garlic. They're going to be delicious like that. Now I've got a little bit of thyme and oregano. Yes, thyme and oregano. Rosemary. Sorry, I've been doing a million things. It is thyme and rosemary, fresh, diced up really little. We're going to use about, I don't know, let's say a teaspoon of salt. That'll be good, a teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to use about a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. Once y'all start cooking a lot, y'all will be able to do this too. You'll know what a teaspoon looks like in your hand. Okay, we're going to put those over there. Now we're going to take some olive oil, and we're just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on these delicious vegetables. Okay, just a little drizzle there. And I forgot to get my chicken broth out of the refrigerator. Chicken stock would probably, be better, or homemade chicken stock, but I don't have any. So we're going to use, this is about 2 cups. We're going to use about a cup. All right, so we're going to just put in this little chicken broth right here. And the chicken is going to really make its own broth too, but we want to get a little bit under those vegetables, okay? So now that we've got that going on, what we're going to do is, this is the top of our chicken. We are going to flip this over because we want to cut the back out of this. I want this to lay, stay right over there. Talking to Bear. And look, you would never cut through these bones with a knife. You need to get some good kitchen shears, and all I'm doing is coming right up under here, and you can feel, you can see basically where that backbone is, and we are just cutting right down this backbone. It's just straight back, straight back. See, y'all would never be able to do this with a knife. No, sir. Get back and lay down. Stay. We have to let him learn, folks. They actually have more poultry shears, which are a little bit sharper. I just have basic kitchen shears, which they work fine. You just have to do a little bit more work with them, but it's not a big deal. And what I might do, it'll be alright this way. I was going to say I could flip my chicken around. Might make it easier, but this is working just fine. Alright, so here's our backbone. Now look, we could use that backbone in to make chicken stock. Okay, so now I'm going to take my knife right here because we're going to take these wings off too. But I want to get down in here so I can see. We're going to pull our little wings off right here. Okay, once you kind of cut the skin right there on your wing, you can see just where to cut that off. Okay, so we're going to cut those off. And then what we're going to do is, actually, I'm going to trim a little bit more of this backbone off here. I don't want any of that kind of backbony meat right there. So I'm going to just trim it up a little bit more. Alright, so we'll just set those over to the side. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a couple paper towels here. Because I don't want this kind of, see that, this stuff like that. I'm going to just wipe that right out of here. We don't want any of that little yucky stuff going on. Just kind of clean it up a little bit, okay? Alright, and then those little red pieces that you see, anything that looks like, you know, you probably wouldn't want to eat it, just go ahead and just pull it right out of there. Like this little piece right here, I think it's some of its innards. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to eat it. Alright, so we got that kind of cleaned up right there. See how this is laying down nice now? Okay, she's going to lay down in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these little wing tips and we're going to just cut those little wing tips right off too. Alright, got those off. Now I am going to, just grab, no I'm not. Y'all know I don't want to do this with my glove on because I don't want that chicken all over my salt. Alright, so I'm going to just sprinkle a little salt right over the back of this chicken. One little bit of salt on there. I'm going to do the same thing with some pepper. Just sprinkle a little pepper. Or a lot of pepper. Y'all, we love pepper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of these fresh herbs, thyme and rosemary, and we're going to sprinkle that all over this chicken. And then I'm going to just put the rest of these right on top of there. Alright. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to just rub it in, put a little bit of olive oil. We don't need much on this side because it's going to be all juiced up over there. It'll just help me rub it in. Okay. And we're going to rub all that in here. And now what we're going to do, you see this little dish right here with all of our vegetables, we're going to lay our chicken down in there. Now, legs take longer to cook than breast. But because we flatten this out and our legs are laying down flat, it's going to allow everything to cook at the same time. Then we're going to just take our little wings and we're going to, actually I better put a little bit of little salt and pepper on our wings. Don't you think they're going to want a little bit of salt and pepper too? Okay. Both sides might want a little bit. Put a little salt and pepper on them. Okay, we're going to just lay our little wings right on down in here. And now we got our whole chicken laying down there. Now, we're going to want this crispy, so I'm going to rub some olive oil on here and put salt and pepper. We don't want to use butter because butter would only make it crispy if it was like a turkey and we were cooking it for hours and hours. But this is going to be fast. It's only going to be in there for about 45 minutes. So butter would not have time to get crispy. Okay, so we want to put olive oil so our skin gets crispy. Okay, rub this in a little bit. Now let's put some salt and pepper on the outside of our chicken here. And then I'm going to rub all that in. Okay, we're going to rub it in here. Get that good olive oil on there. Get a little bit more oil here on my legs. I need to oil up my legs a little bit more like I was laying out in the sun at the beach. Alright? So now, we got all this going on right here. Look how beautiful she is, y'all. Can you see it? So then, I'm going to stick this in the oven. I'm going to clean up my mess, get all this chicken stuff off here, sanitize it up, and be back, and we'll start our casserole. Okay, our chicken's roasting in the oven, and we're going to make our butternut squash casserole. So the first thing we're going to do is get some cooking spray, and we're going to spray a 9x13 pan. Use whatever kind of 9x13 you got, and just spray it up the sides and in the bottom. Okay, and then I had fried a ½ pound of thick cut bacon, and I just took it and I sliced it like I had a stack, and I sliced it in 1-inch kind of pieces and then fried that up. And this is the pan I fried it in. I dumped off all but about 2 tablespoons of the bacon grease. And we've got one right at a 2-pound butternut squash. And I've cubed it in about 1-inch cubes. I tried to come as close as I could to 1 inch. Then we've got a medium onion. We're going to put the medium onion in here. It said use a big bowl, but my pan had the bacon grease in it. I didn't want to get a big bowl. I'm hoping all this is going to fit in here. Now, I've got 1 leek. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen a leek, but it looks like a great big huge green onion. So you don't really want the tops of it. So just a little bit, you'll see a little bit of the green. But I cut it in half and then I sliced it. So I just came up with these like little slices like this. So it's 1 leek, 1 medium onion, 1 leek. And then we've got 3 cups of just kind of coarse chopped up kale. Okay. Now, we're going to try, well, we have also got a tablespoon of diced up thyme and about 2 tablespoons of diced up fresh sage that we're putting in here. Not on the table, we're putting it in here. And I have 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to press into it. Yes. No mise en place because I had mise en place over there, but I had my chicken over here, so I didn't have, everything in order on this table. So we're going to just press in our 3 cloves of garlic. I can't wait to eat this, y'all. I have been saving this recipe. I saw it, I don't know, maybe on Delish or one of those sites that give all that good fall recipes, and I've had it printed out and saved, and I wanted to fix it, and I tried a couple times, and I ended up not having enough time, or it didn't go with what I was cooking. So finally I'm like, this will be good with the roasted chicken. Okay, so now we're going to put in our half pound of cooked bacon. And then I'm going to put in about, what calls for 2 teaspoons of salt. But my bacon's salty. I don't think I'm going to put a full 2 teaspoons. I think I'm only, and real salt is saltier than most salt. So I think I'm only going to put in about 1.5 teaspoons, because I don't think I need any more than that. Hopefully that won't be too much. Oh, and then I want to put in about a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. So now we're going to try to toss this around in that delicious leftover bacon grease that's in this pan. Shoot. I almost could cook it right in this, couldn't I? Put this thing right in the oven. Not even have to use that pan over there. What y'all think? Should I just cook it in this pan? Y'all shout out and let me know. Do we cook it in this pan? Or do we cook it in the 9x13 that I sprayed? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of liking it in this. Nah, I'm going to change my mind. You know, you got to sometimes think your way through things, people. When you talk out loud, you feel like you're talking to somebody, right? I'm talking to y'all. Y'all helped me think it through. And the reason I don't want to cook it in this pan is because this mixture is going to cook for about 30 minutes on 400, okay? And it's going to kind of, you know, cook this down and all that. And after that, when it comes out in 30 minutes, I've got a cup of mozzarella and a cup of white cheddar shredded, and I'm going to put that on the top. And then I've got a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to sprinkle that on top of the cheese. Well, if I was to do that in this pan, the leftovers would be yucky because it would all get, you know, mixed up. But I can take that with the leftovers and just set that whole pan in my refrigerator. And I'm not sitting a cast iron skillet with leftovers. You don't ever want to do that, especially if it's something that's got moisture in it. Well, especially anyway, you don't ever want to do that. Okay, let's just leave it at that. I'm not having some rusty pan that I worked too hard to get seasoned. Okay, so we've got all them, I think, good bacon drippings on here. Now our chicken that I've got roast for about 45 minutes. This about 40. We've still got 30 minutes. Right now I'm looking, it's 30 minutes and 28 seconds on our chicken, but when the chicken comes out, it's got to rest for about 10 minutes, at least 10. It really should rest for about 15 minutes. So this is going to be just perfect. Oh, I didn't even need that. This is going to be perfect timing for our casserole to come out, and then everything's going to be ready about the same time. I got to get this over here in front of me, folks. That's what I'm doing when I'm trying to get it close. All right. So let's put all this goodness in this pan. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think this looks good, because this is right up my alley. Now, I don't think my husband's gonna, he's not a big squash fan, but he's got all those good vegetables in that chicken that he can eat. Got potatoes and carrots and celery and all those good caramelized onions. So he'll be happy with that and chicken. Truthfully, he's not a huge chicken fan either, and not even roasted chicken. But I'm hoping to win him over with this tonight, because he's just always thinking that the chicken's not going to be done. You know, he worries about chicken not being done. But I've got my thermometer, and I'm going to be testing it to make sure that it is 100, and I'm going to really take it out when it's about 160 degrees, because it's going to continue cooking for about, another 15 minutes just while I'm waiting on it to rest. It's going to continue to come up to temperature. Alright, so can I ask y'all something? Have you ever seen anything so pretty? It looks like fall in a baker, right? I just can't wait. Alright, I'm going to stick this in the oven. It's going to come out just when the chicken's done, and we'll let you see what it looks like. Alright. Alright, the squash casserole is ready, and the roasted chicken is ready. I do need to let it scatter rest for about 8 more minutes. I've set my timer. But I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer so you guys can see this crispy skin. See that nice crispy skin on this chicken? There's lots of juice down in here, so I don't want to tip it and spill it, but all that is crispy, crunchy skin. Here is our squash casserole, butternut squash casserole. So I will be back when we're ready to cut this thing and plate up. Alright, now we're going to cut this chicken up. So I'm just cutting a little piece of skin off here, and we're going to take our legs, and all we do is we're going to stand this leg straight up. And if you stand him straight up, you should be able to cut right off. Then we have our thigh and our leg. And we're going to do the same thing over here and get this off. And we're going to stand our legs straight up. It's a slick little sucker. And then it cuts right off. So now we've got our 2 thighs and our 2 legs. Now right here on the backbone, we're going to cut the breast. So come just to the side of it here. And we're going to saw it down. You can kind of feel it as you're going down. And then you're going to just start pulling it. She's hot, folk. And we're going to start just cutting it right off the bone, because don't nobody want to eat no bone. Who wants to eat a bone? Nobody. So there's no need to put it on there, because don't nobody want to eat it. Maybe Bear would like to eat it. So again, when you're cutting down here, you can feel where that, I need my hand for this part. You can feel that kind of bone right there. And then we're going to just pull this back. Now we need a fork. We're going to pull this back. And we're going to just slice under it and get it right off that bone. Okay, now we have our 2 breasts. Okay, and now we have our bone. And there's a little bit of meat on there, but what we can do with that tomorrow is we can put that somewhere. We can make us like some little chicken salad or something. Okay, let me just move this out of the way. Let me get a plate. People, let me get something to put it on. I tell you what, since my hands are messy, we'll get this little bowl right here. Alright, now we'll just get all that little pieces of meat that didn't slice off, and we'll make us a little chicken salad or something. So now, do y'all see all this juice? Can y'all see this juice on this board? Alright, so now we can just take our breast and we can just cut the little end off there. And we're going to just cut almost like some, it's just running, people. That's how juicy this thing is. I'm going to have to get some paper towels. It is so juicy. Perfect. And the little skin is crispy right there. Okay, so when we slice it now, we want to keep that skin on it. So just make sure your knife is sharp. And if it starts to wiggle, just kind of hold your hands on it like this. Okay? Now, everybody can have a little piece of breast, or they can have a thigh, or they can have a leg, or whatever, kind of piece they want to have. So if you had a platter, I got to get some paper towels, y'all. This is so juicy. It's running off my cutting board onto my table, and I don't want it to run into my floor. That's why I'm saying this is a perfect chicken. Okay, let me see something here if I can show y'all this. I'm gonna try to come up here. I'm telling you, this so. Let me get this close. Can y'all see the juice that's coming out of this and all that pretty skin, y'all? Huh? Did I tell you I was gonna show you how to make the perfect chicken? All right. So we're gonna take this, and you could serve this right. Put this whole little thing right here on the table if you wanted to. Serve it up like this. Well, we're going to leave that there because Lori's going to give that a little taste. We got our 2 little wings up here. We could put a little wing here. We could put a little thigh here. We could stand our little leg up. Think about this being on a platter. Now look, it's me and my husband. I'm not going through all this, with me and my husband, but I just want to show y'all what you could do. And then you could take your few little sprigs of rosemary or something and put it on here. Can y'all see that? We got it all laid out there nice. All right, let's give this thing a taste, and I'm going to try to get this board over there. Y'all. It is juicy. It is flavorful with all those vegetables on there. I don't know if it could be any better. It is the perfect roasted chicken. All right, we're going to the table and eat and turn the voice on. All right, we have our plate full of fall activities going on here. We're going to say the grace, and then we're going to get to eating. You going to say the grace, honey?
Sure. Grace. Father, thank you for this food we're about to receive. Bless this food to nourish our bodies. Bless the hands that prepared it, and thank you for providing it. Help us for to find food and shelter. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. So, honey, this is squash casserole. I know you probably won't like
What's
that.
what?
Squash casserole.
Oh, yeah.
Butternut squash, kale, bacon. I just put you a little bit.
Thank you.
See, I got a little bit of the potatoes and stuff. And how were the potatoes?
Wonderful.
How about that moist chicken? It's moist, isn't it?
It is. Tasted like that.
Skin because it's crunchy. Alrighty, people. We're going to finish eating. I'm going to turn the voice on. We'll see you at the end and see if it was a plate liquor. Alrighty, we are done. And I already gave y'all a precursor of what's happening on this one's plate. Alright, Charles.
Well, just ask me. It was delicious, other than
The squash. I told y'all he would not like it. I already knew it before I even put it on his plate. He ate the cheese off the top.
Yeah, and the kale, but
He's not a squash, so he left that. What about the roasted chicken?
oh, it was delicious. I loved the crispiness it had on it, flavor, and it was moist. It was really good.
Well, alrighty then.
So I give her she's a plate licker.
Well, mine definitely is a plate liquor. I like got some bones because I love the wings, my favorite piece, but I loved it. For the casserole, I'll post the recipe up, but you really need to like sage because it has a strong sage flavor. And if you don't, remember it's 2 tablespoons. You can back off of that some and not put as much, or don't put any sage, but that kind of gives it that fall flavor. But anyway, roast your chicken, y'all.